My first myth today came in via a rather lengthy email, but it basically asked if it's true that the film A Hard Day's Night was only made to get around Capitol Records' exclusive distribution rights. For those unaware, at the time, Capitol Records had exclusive distribution rights for the Beatles in the United States. And while they hadn't yet exploded stateside in 1963, it was pretty obvious that they would soon. Though strangely enough, Capitol Records actually declined to release the first two Beatles singles that they were given. Anyway, the UK-based United Artists had a music division and the Beatles were already getting pretty big there. And they managed to find that the Capitol Records contract had a singular loophole: film soundtracks. So the movie division of United Artists went out and got the Beatles to agree to do a film for them, with the company knowing full well that they'd be able to release the soundtrack without any legal issues. Over the next few months, Beatlemania goes full blown, and magically United Artists already has them agreeing to do a film deal. They ended up actually releasing the soundtrack to A Hard Day's Night before the film was even out. And in the end, yes, it's completely true that A Hard Day's Night was only made so United Artists could get around Capitol Records' distribution deal. The second myth today also came in via request, and it questioned just how the drumming on Bob Dylan's Lay Lady Lay song came into existence. As one of the more unique sounds in the Bob Dylan catalog, you basically have bongos and a cowbell going in the background, as well as a few other instruments. There are a few theories behind this one, but one thing that's for sure is that the musical team was struggling to figure out just how they were going to do the rhythm section here. Most believe that producer Bob Johnson and Bob Dylan each suggested one of the bongos or the cowbell, and drummer Kenny Buttery just wanted to show them how horrible it would sound, so he decided to use them both. Somehow or another, it didn't end up sounding completely terrible, so they decided to use it. Two strange notes on this one though. First off, the reason that the drums sound so far out in the mix when they go into the chorus sections, well, it's because they weren't properly mic'd. He was using the mics in one position when he was using the bongo and the cowbell, and then he just stepped back to do the drumming part, and that's why you hear that distance. Secondly, the guy who was holding the cowbell and the bongos while this was all being recorded was actually the janitor at the recording studio at the time. That janitor happened to be named Chris Christopherson. Yes, the same man. My final myth today actually came in on Valentine's Day, and it asked whether or not the song We've Only Just Begun was actually originally done for a commercial. Written by Paul Williams and turned into a massive hit by the Carpenters, this story is 100% true. It was actually for a bank commercial. Crocker Bank enlisted the help of Williams and Roger Nichols to write for them what a lot of people see as more than a jingle, but almost a music video concept at the time. And it showed a couple getting married, driving off into the sunset, the whole nine, and this was the song that sat under it. Apparently, Richard Carpenter heard the song, loved it, and he tracked down Paul Williams to find out if there was any more to it. As the story goes, Williams actually finished writing the song while he was in the car on the way to take it to a publisher. But in the end, it's completely true that this all-time love song started off as the commercial for a bank. So those are my myths for this week. Be sure to check back every week as I delve into some of the coolest stories in music history. If you've got a myth you want me to check out, email me at thedailyguru@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.